I'm sitting here in our 2006 Honda Odyssey ELX. The van is pretty old. It's got a not uncommon problem with the Honda Odyssey. So, start her up. So here's the driver's side master switch assembly. So, the driver's window will go up and down. The door locks will work. Maybe they won't. The door locks will go up and down with this switch, so that's working. The mirrors work. However, the windows for the passenger side and the rear windows do not go up and down. There's a little clicking that you can hear in each of the doors, but they're not going up and down. So this is not uncommon. I did a little research on the internets, and in one of the Honda forums, people had disassembled a master switch and found a bad trace in there. So I actually took this switch out and repaired that trace, and it was working for a little while, but I think my repair has maybe come loose. The solder joint might have come loose. We'll have a look at that. But in the meantime, I bought a replacement switch on eBay. I'm going to show you how to get this switch out. We're going to reinstall that other switch. So to get this switch out, the only tool you need is a little plastic pry tool. You can use a knife or a screwdriver, but these plastic interior pry tools are the best because they don't damage it. So at the back, slip it under and just bring it up. There's a little tab in there, so that one's up. Then go up to the front where the tab is. The same thing. Okay, now the switch is loose. Okay, and to get it out, you just take off the two connectors. Okay, to take the tab, or to take the connector off, you press this tab in and just wiggle the connector out. On the front one, there's also a tab. Let's see if this will. On the front one, there's also a tab. In the middle, press that in, and voila, it's out. So that's what the switch assembly looks like. So to get the main switch unit off, there's 4 screws to take out with a small Phillips screwdriver. You can buy replacement switches, either used or new, on eBay, and I bought a new replacement. It's not an OEM switch. It was one from a Chinese vendor. Came quite rapidly, so I'll show you that in a second. So there's the 4 screws out of there. What I'm going to do is take a few measurements of this switch with my calipers, because the replacement switch does not have exactly the same dimensions. Okay, here's the digital calipers, all the way in and zeroed. We're reading in millimeters here. So this bit fits inside the bezel, just this lip. So that's 47.9 millimeters wide, and the height is 97.75 roughly. Another thing that I'm going to measure is the distance of this switch from the top of the bezel, if I can. Let's see how best to do that. I guess we'll do it from right there, the lip of the bezel, to the edge of the switch. Let's see. Reading about 36.95, call it 37 millimeters there. The top of the switch to the bezel. Those are important. I'll show you why in a second. Okay, here's what came from my order on eBay. I'll put the vendor link in the details. Came with a little instruction manual in Chinese, which I will show you. So here's the instruction manual. One side is Chinese, the other side is English. Said, and with Ming. Replace the master switch needs to match the remote control. Matching method is as follows. Turn the ignition switch to on. 4 seconds, press remote control, any one. Turn the ignition switch to the off, then turn to the on. 2, 4 seconds, press remote control, any one. Turn the ignition switch to the off, then turn the on. 2, 4 seconds. So this is actually to sync the remote. So we'll try this in a minute. But we're going to get the switch out here and take some measurements. I had wrapped this up again for shipping back. Okay, so here's the replacement switch. Let's get our calipers. They're shut. It's at zeroed. So, width of this, 47 point, let's go the wide part. I guess we should take the same measurement right there. 48.03. So wide part up here, 47.88. I'll take the length, like we did on the other one, from the lip. Okay, 97.75. The other measurement we did was the switch to the top of the bezel. This one is 37.06. All right. So let's get our bezel, which is right here, and put this switch in the bezel. You can see that it does not quite fit. You have to press it, kind of snap it into place. It still doesn't really fit. You can see at the bottom there, it doesn't want to go in. Finally get it in there. Okay, now we'll put the screws in. Okay, here's everything screwed in. The switch is moving. But there it's binding. Did not come back up. Now, I moved it a bit and it came back up. Switch is binding again. All right, so let's install it and see what happens. Okay, the installation process is just the reverse of removal. Plug this cable back in. Plug the bottom cable back in. It clicks. Put it back in place here. Put the switch down. Okay, so now let's have a look and see what works and what doesn't. Okay, driver's window. Up. Let's try the auto down. Okay, auto down is working. Auto up. windows going up and down. Okay, the lockout switch is working. Okay, keep the kids from rolling the windows down. Okay, so now the lock is working. Okay, let's pair the remote then. Okay, so here's the remote. You can see pressing lock and unlock. Doesn't do anything. Neither do the door buttons. In deference to the neighbors, I won't press to panic. So there's a pairing procedure that we're going to go through here. Let me get those instructions. All right, here's the instructions for pairing the remote. I'm going to go through these instructions. They're a very bad translation of these instructions. This is what the dash looks like. VSA slide door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I'm not getting the pairing here. So I can't use the remote to lock and unlock the doors. I ran the Chinese instructions through Google Lens and Google Translate and got better instructions. And basically what you need to do is turn the ignition switch on to position 2 and press any key on the remote control once within 4 seconds. And you do that 4 times. And after that, you press any key again, and that should be a successfully paired remote control. And then you press any key on the other remote control within 10 seconds, and that one should be paired. Okay, turn the ignition switch to on. Position 2, press the button. Turn it off. Second time, press the button. Third time, press the button. Fourth time, press the button. Press any key on the remote control to hear the door lock sound again. I don't hear anything. Try it again. Nothing is working here. All right, let's try it with removing the key fully in between tries. 1, 2, 3. Oops. All right, we'll try removing the key fully in between tries. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing. Okay, we'll try it pressing every button. This remote is not paired.